Hello and welcome to Basketball Today.
Eddie Ojakiri himself, Rant Sheets, Tate Chardonnay, Nico Bass,
Mike White,
Ethan Zaretsky, Wellesley.
I'm Austin Groff,
Gemma Tulio,
James Martin. How you doing, sir?
Nick Bolton,
got Nolan Collery,
Colin Snyder,
Sam McCarthy, Hayden Youthard,
Chris Reynolds, Logan Davis,
Danny Vitale.
My name is Ben Wassman.
and we're just here to talk some basketball. Thank you for joining us.
What is going on, everybody? It is a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. We're here on the set of Today Sports Live. It is a great day to be here. We are set and ready to recap a wild Week 3 in the NFL. Time to fill in some of the blank spaces that we didn't get to fill in yet as far as reactions and stuff like that. We're going to start us off here. Before we do that, though, we're going to introduce ourselves. My name is Rocco Pellegrino. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Go ahead, Chris.
Chris Reynolds, upset Saints fan after a tough week 3.
Lily Pergola. Jenna Wisman.
Great to be here with all of you guys today. Let's start it off with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. It's making national headlines all across America right now, not just NFL stuff. We're talking today's news, Good Morning America. We're talking across the globe right now. What's your guys' thoughts? Let's hear it.
I love it because these are two not controversial people. Everyone can agree they're good. They're not into the drama. So I am all for it. I really do support them.
How is this not scripted? I'm sorry. I love Taylor. I love Travis. This has to be scripted. Look, he's wearing as inspired 1989.
Allegedly.
I don't believe
sure.
all of that.
I think
it's too much. Way too
I
much.
think there's something. It has to be scripted. I just don't know.
Maybe they're
it
just
seems
dating.
odd. Apparently, his jerseys were 70%. It spiked up 70% of profit because of Taylor. So there's something going on there.
There's a problem when my sister calls me during a football game and is like, "Are you watching?" It's like, obviously I'm watching. She's like, "Wait, Taylor Swift's there." My sister does not watch football, but she's, I have two older sisters that love Taylor Swift. Now it's just a nonstop again. It's just my whole life. She's just always in the picture, which is fine. Great songs and all, but can I watch a football game? I saw more highlights of her cheering than of the actual touchdown that he scored.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's very
My whole
true.
TikTok feed is just Travis and then
this.
Taylor with Mrs. Kelce. I can't.
I know. I'm telling you, Taylor Swift fans, they are fanatics. And I'm telling you now, they're going to figure out how to attack a cover 3 defense pretty soon. They're going to get in on the football analysis pretty soon. I'm letting you know now. It's going to happen. They're going to be suggesting plays to Andy Reid. I don't know if you heard that. He suggests plays from janitors he's taking plays from. He's taking them from Taylor Swift fans.
It might be.
The football community just has a whole new realm of people coming into it. They're all trying to learn the sports. They can support this relationship, which is good for football, I guess. But I would like to be able to go on social media and not see Taylor Swift cheering. I'd rather see the touchdown. But as long as he scores me fantasy points, that's really fine at the end of the day. But
Yeah.
just a lot.
Pat Mahomes talked about it too with Aaron Andrews. I don't know if you all saw,
Yes.
but he had a little bit to say about it. So he's in on it as well. I think it's for the fun of it. I think it just is really funny about it. So.
Of course. Yeah, so speaking of points, you just mentioned fantasy points. A team that dropped a lot of points this Sunday, the Miami Dolphins. 70 total points overall against the Denver Broncos. Could have won for the record. Mike McDaniel chose not to, though, however. So what's your guys' thoughts? Is this team a contender? Should they have went for the record? What do we think?
I mean, they're clearly a contender. They're the best offense in the league right now. And it's just, I don't know if you really have to go for the record. I mean, obviously it sounds good, but it's bad sportsmanship or whatever they say if you're up by 50, 60 points just to keep piling it on. But that was probably the most dominant win I think I've ever watched in my lifetime.
I think it was a really exciting game. I think seeing the Dolphins get super excited just about just scoring touchdown after touchdown, 726 yards. That's insane.
Wild.
I don't know. I think that was really good. I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the future for them. So
I said it in week 1. I said Tua is leading Miami to a Super Bowl. And I also said that they're breaking records. They're continuing to break records. I love watching Miami play, and I really think they're going all in.
Yeah.
I think we should just be happy while we have it now. And then when Tua, if he just keeps getting hurt, and this happened last year, as we all get excited, it's the Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, the best, the most fun receivers to watch at least, probably the best duo. And then Tua gets hurt, and then we're watching Skylar Thompson throwing passes against the Bills, and it's
he's got to learn how to fall.
He has to stay healthy.
So I mean, but I'm just going to be aware of that. And just love watching Tyreek Hill just have the best celebrations in the NFL at the
No.
point because he like
Jumping
raved
into
in the
crowd.
stands.
Jumping into
No,
the
yeah.
crowd. It's
He like
great.
that
Made his own
dance
Lambo
from the
leap.
movie the other
Yes,
day too.
of
Just
course.
he's going nuts right
I mean,
now.
it's normally not a good sign if your defense is getting a 65-yard touchdown allowed to Mike White and Robbie Chosen, aka Robbie Anderson, his new name. So it's not overall a good look. However, we're going to move on, though, to another AFC East team. The new hot topic, Ben Roethlisberger and Jerome Bettis, they accused the Patriots of cheating in the
No.
2004 AFC
No.
Championship. Are they salty? Are fans salty? Do you think this is legitimate? What's the thoughts here?
It's not legitimate. There's literally nothing to back it up. And it's Ben Roethlisberger talking. I'm not going to listen to it. That's all I have to really say.
Are you being biased because you're an Eagles
No,
fan?
I'm not being biased. I'm not going to talk about him because it's not really appropriate.
I mean, I don't know. I think maybe they're just a little salty, but I don't think there was no reason just to bring up the topic again.
I mean, they're both retired. They're probably bored. Okay, so I
They
get what
are
they're
bored.
talking about. And guess what? If I lost to the Patriots, I'd come up with an excuse too. As a Mets fan, I still think Joe Musgrove had something on his ears. But guess what?
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, I have to go to bed with that every night, thinking about his ears glistening. in the
Every
light.
night.
But they probably have a point. That Patriots team was caught in numerous scandals and stuff. If they want to believe that the Patriots cheated,
So was
they-
Ben Roethlisberger. He was caught in scandals too.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you're going against the Patriots in that time, they probably did cheat. And I mean, they talked about why they think they did cheat and all that stuff, but I don't really know if they cheated. But I found the Steelers, yeah, sure, blame the Patriots. That's what I would do too.
I actually saw a tweet that was under this like headline, and it said, what Bettis doesn't mention is that he fumbled on this exact play he's talking about. And what Ben doesn't mention is he threw 3 interceptions that game.
Because they cheated. They cheated.
It's all the cheating.
They put
It's got to be that.
they
Spygate.
they put
Something
something on
like
the
that.
ball that made it a little slippery
Yeah,
for him.
Spygate, Deflategate, all
They're
in
just
one. It just
salty.
all happened in the 2004 AFC Championship. So now we're going to focus back into the present, though. I mean, I don't know why we were just in 2004. Maybe they were bored, like you said. But let's bring it back now. The Sunday Scaries. Let's start with the Vikings and Panthers, 2 winless teams going at it. The Adam Thielen revenge game, though, possibly. I don't know. We'll see. What's your guys' thoughts? Who wins this game?
I think it has to be the Vikings because they at least have an offense. The Panthers don't have an offense or defense. At least the Vikings have an offense. I don't know if this is going to be a watchable game, but if you have Justin Jefferson in fantasy, I'm hoping he has the day because that's the only bright spot if you're watching this
I
game.
know. I was just going to say, all I think about when I look at the Vikings is poor Justin Jefferson. He's reeling in fantasy points, but this guy his team cannot win.
Yeah, it's just overall not a great
Yeah.
offense overall for both of these teams. Andy Dalton getting the start probably in place of Bryce
Ugh.
Young.
Yeah.
We
He-
know how that was last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got that
Adam
experience.
Thielen's not going to have a
fans.
revenge game when the ball is getting thrown at his ankle every play. Like, I don't know how they expect a revenge game out of him anyways. So
Yeah. So now we're going to
Oh, wait,
focus.
wait.
Oh, go ahead.
I wanted to say something. Justin Jefferson scored his first touchdown of the season. I did not think we would have to wait until week 3 to see that. But
Wow.
I'm still salty over Justin Jefferson. The Eagles should have taken him instead of Jalen Reagor, but I will get really
we don't know
mad
yet.
at
Maybe
him.
Rager turns into
Hey,
something,
man.
okay?
I think we've seen enough. Minnesota, Phil, I think we've seen
No,
enough. now.
no.
Yeah, I think we know what's going on for sure. All right, now we're going to go over to the other matchup between 2 winless teams overall. We got the Broncos and we got the Bears. Not great teams. We just
No.
watched Denver allow 70 points overall. Not great. What's your guys' thoughts? Who wins this game?
That is the worst team in the NFL. The Bears are the worst team. It's not the Cardinals. It's really just them. Their offense is so disoriented. I don't like how it looks. And Justin Fields can blame coaching whatever he wants. Just I'm not a fan.
Bears coming off a 31-point loss, and then Broncos 50-point loss. It's pretty embarrassing. Broncos, they thought that bringing in Sean Payton was a good idea, and they thought he's going to turn everything around. Russell Wilson, no, didn't happen.
Not yet.
I would say the Broncos. I don't know. I think they're just knocking on the door. I think both 2 really bad teams. Let's just have one of them win. Just like
Well-
call it a day.
Well,
call it a day.
Russell Wilson keeps on getting beat up constantly because both offensive lines are horrible, and I think that Justin Fields is really disappointing. So
Well, both quarterbacks also just run into defensive linemen, just like inexplicably. Justin Fields the other day, all the time in the pocket, and then just runs right into people. I don't understand why he does that every time.
Yeah, they're definitely kind of antsy, both of these quarterbacks in the pocket. I don't think they trust the offensive lines yet, and they're probably still getting the scheme down. New offensive coordinator there with Sean Payton, and, obviously we saw what Sean Payton can do with Drew Brees. Hasn't happened yet with Denver. It was a slow start for the Saints back in 2006. I don't know if people remember that because 2006.
Remember it like it was yesterday, my
Yeah,
friend.
right? Obviously. But
I'm
think
going to go
Denver
with the
needs some time.
Broncos. I'm going to go with Denver.
I just don't understand how you can have any confidence in life if you're picking Justin Fields and the Bears and their 8 pass attempts a game to beat any. Like, I know the Broncos just got obliterated, maybe if the Bears pass the football, they could score, double digits. But I just don't like watching any part of that team. At least the
No.
Broncos, they look watchable for a half before they completely fall apart. But like the Commanders game was close. The Dolphins game was not close. But week 1 against the Raiders, it was a close game too. They're at least close. The Bears have.
They have 33 points in one game. I mean, Chicago hasn't even surpassed 20 yet.
Yeah.
So it's.
Well,
I
the
guess,
football, then we'll talk.
Yes.
But if they could actually win a football game.
Yeah.
I guess
I
I'll
agree.
lean Denver here as well. I mean, it's picking the two evils. We'll go with the lesser of the two evils for sure.
Right.
All right, we're going to move on now. We're speaking of letdowns in the team-wise. Now we're going to go to the fantasy football letdowns overall. Just pick a player that you feel like not reached expectations yet. Let's go with Chris first. Who do you got?
All right, I have a man who has really let me down. I have him 3 out of my 5 leagues somehow. Najee Harris. He kept falling to me every time. I'm like, I don't really want him. And I kept skipping,
No.
and he kept going down. I'm like, all right, this is crazy. I have to take him. Can he
Should not
run?
have.
Does he run the football?
Dude, he looks
He
slow.
jogs.
He looks
He
slow.
jogs. It looks like I don't understand how he's moving as slow compared to everyone else in the field. I think he was amazing out of Alabama. He had a good rookie season, and I thought, hey, they improved the offensive line. He can catch the football too as he's receiving back. But I think Jalen Warren's better. I don't understand.
Definitely.
He might be like the worst, like starting like 3 down back, and I think
Yeah.
he's just gonna get phased out. And I don't know what to do because I was relying on him to be able to run, but I think his shoes might have cement in them or something, just because there's something wrong.
Quicksand.
Yeah, maybe he's running quicksand every play. And 3 out of 5 leagues, probably not my best bet. Luckily, some of those leagues I find other picks, but like, I'm just, it's painful to watch.
I will have to go with Calvin Ridley. I was talking to a couple of my guy friends, and shout out to Tyler. He just had so much hype going into this, and then all of a sudden, down bad. He missed a touchdown throw from Trevor Lawrence just this past week. I don't know, what was his hands, like slippery? Like what's going on?
Butterfingers. Case of
Like
Butterfingers.
we can't do this. No,
Well,
absolutely not.
At least for you, he got you one good.
Says, great job, everyone.
Thanks, Mom. Really appreciate it.
That's funny. That's
but
good.
At least he got you 1 week. In week 1, he had a good fantasy output. I mean,
Yeah, you
But
got that
since
Colts
one
game.
out of-
Colts game.
1 out of 3, which is more than Najee Harris. And
You haven't
his
got
5
anything
points.
from Najee Harris.
I know.
So, I mean, there's
But
that at least.
I will say Ridley, I think, at least can move quickly. So he just has to work on actually catching the football. But I think they'll get him new
he's
gloves.
better.
They'll get him new gloves this week.
I feel like he'll bounce back this week, but
Yeah.
I'm still pretty upset about it. But it's fine.
And he's
It's
heading,
okay,
to,
girl.
heading to London now for 2 weeks now. So we'll see if that maybe cures him. Heading across the
London.
pond. I don't know. All right, Jenna, who you got?
Look at him.
Ooh.
Just
Oh,
AJ Dillon. Now everyone was like, "Why did you pick him? He is horrible." But I had hope. Like last year, I remember it was a huge deal. Like, who's going to get more carries? Is it going to be Aaron Jones or AJ Dillon? Aaron Jones is a beast, but he's out, hamstring injury. This was his chance to step up, and he didn't. He didn't step up. He had 11 carries, 33 yards. I'm not impressed. And he actually even admitted, like the offseason, he has like contract stuff. He's like, with this team not being the best, it's his turn to step up, and he just hasn't done that. He got me the most 7 fantasy points like every week. He's on my bench
More than
now.
Najee Harris ever had
He's
this
on my
year.
bench now, but like it's embarrassing because I really thought that he did have potential,
Yeah.
and he's proven
I
at
was-
least so
Listen,
far.
we all make mistakes in life. And one of my biggest mistakes was drafting AJ Dillon last year.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm right
And
there
I
with you.
learned
Right
from
there
last
with you.
year not to draft him this
I
year.
know.
And instead, I probably got someone worse of Najee Harris. But you know what? It happens. It happens to the best of us. We all get talked into the handcuff. Guess what?
Doesn't
They're the second
happen,
string
man.
running back for a reason. They're not as good.
Well, but I knew, like, you never know how running backs are going to be. So I didn't really know what to expect with him. I was going out on a limb, and I really regret it now.
You're speaking of
It's okay,
handcuffs,
Tom.
though. I mean, I was right there, too, with a fantasy disappointment in Alexander Madison. I'm thinking Dalvin Cook's gone. He's got the number 1 role
Oh,
now. He's
God.
always been my favorite fantasy football
Yeah.
handcuff. And he gets the starting role and nothing.
No,
Not a lot going on. He's
no.
dropping balls. He's fumbling balls.
Yeah.
Not great overall. So that's going to be my pick, Alexander Madison. All right. Now we're going to go back to the upper echelon of talent now in the NFL. We're going to go to the GOAT versus GOAT segment.
this one.
Best versus best. Love this segment overall. Let's get it started
Look at
with
this
a
lady.
cornerback and a wide receiver. We got Coach Prime, but we're talking in his prime days in the cornerback
He's
position.
still in his prime days.
He's still in his
Yeah.
prime days, obviously, against the GOAT wide receiver, Jerry Rice.
Yes.
Who are we going with? Let's start with Chris.
You know what? I mean, like Dion is Dion, so like it's just Dion. You know, you want to have all the faith in him because he probably could do anything. Look what we did with
Right.
Colorado.
Yeah.
But because they just lost to Oregon, they got blown out. Not picking them this week. Jerry Rice,
They play USC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yes,
they're going
they
to.
do.
Yeah.
They
And it's
play
at home.
Oregon.
I don't know.
They're at Big Noon kickoff there again for the fourth
So,
time.
you know, because he lost, I'm going to go with Jerry Rice, probably the best receiver, definitely statistically. So I'm just going to go with their offense in this one. As long as it's not like Zach Wilson throwing the football. If it's a competent
Yeah.
quarterback,
Yeah,
they can
one
get
route.
done.
I mean, it could be someone like Zach Wilson, so you never know. But
Yeah.
I
All right,
mean,
go ahead, Lily.
statistically, I agree with you on Jerry Rice. But I think what Coach Prime's done now and before, I think he's doing really well. So I think I'm going to go with Deion Sanders. I think he's just, I don't know, he's just dedicated. And look what his children are doing now, too. So I think he's just the continuing Sanders history. And I think it'll just go well for now.
As
Yeah.
much as you want to go with Deion Sanders, you really can't because these two, I did some research. These two have played against each other 10 times. Jerry Rice averages 6 catches for over 100 yards and a touchdown in those games. That's why he's the GOAT. That's why he deserves it. Deion Sanders, love the guy. So much respect for him. But, you know, he's had 4 picks, 1 fumble, kick return for a touchdown in those games. And Deion Sanders, yes, he was very good, but he's not Jerry Rice.
I
That's a
mean,
bold take right there.
you can't really go wrong if you pick either of these,
I agree
these
with that,
I
guys.
think
Yeah.
they're both really good picks. So I
For
don't,
sure. All right, we're going to go now to the quarterback side. You got a game-winning drive, 2-minute drill. You're down by a touchdown. You got these two guys to pick from. Who are we going with and why?
Listen, it's that beautiful, handsome, lovely man on the right, Drew Brees. Look, he has the passing record certificate thing that they gave him for some
Yes.
reason in his hand in that picture.
Nice
During the
picture.
game.
Listen,
During
like
the
as
game.
long as if it's like a Hail Mary throw, sure, pick Rodgers.
All right, okay.
But if you want like a tactical, precise weapon at the QB position with 2 minutes left, Drew Brees all day,
Brees.
the most accurate quarterback ever. And he was like, this is short quarterbacks are actually doing well. Him and Tua, like, hey, it doesn't matter. Short kings for the win.
Yes,
so
sir.
Drew Brees,
agree on that.
all the
Short
way.
Kings.
Short
Yeah.
Kings.
Woo.
Let's go. I like that. All right, let's go to Lily. Who are you taking?
Drew Brees. I hate Aaron Rodgers, so I think just Drew Brees in just general. I think what he did throughout his career was excellent, and like you said, hey, short king for life. So and how he moved through the field and just threw beautiful, beautiful balls. So I think it's good.
Go to Jenna now. Who you got?
Statistically, it is Drew Brees. Drew Brees has had 53
You got it.
game-winning drives compared to Aaron Rodgers' 31. There you go. That's the answer to the question. There's not a debate.
And just to piggyback off of that, I know the Saints defense over the years, it's not been great. So I looked
Yeah.
up the numbers of game-winning drives that Drew Brees lost because of the defense selling him in the final fourth quarter, a few minutes. 21 total game-winning drives Drew Brees has lost. Brady, Manning, and Rodgers have combined for 21 across their careers. So that just puts it into perspective how much more Drew Brees could have
Yeah.
on top of the finish.
Just imagine. And Brees does throw more picks, but he also has like more clutch wins.
And also, if the Minneapolis Miracle didn't happen and I could still go to bed at night without having a nightmare,
Or the no
Oh
call.
my God.
we would
Start out
instead
into-
think about Drew Brees' great drive to win the game when they were down
Thanks.
16-0 at half. But instead, I get my friends sending me a Minneapolis Miracle video once a week. But it's fine. But, you know,
I hate bringing up the heartbreak, but I got to do it. 2018 no call as well. 2011 against San Fran in the divisional round. Another two game-winning drives snatched out of the jaws of victory by the defense of the New Orleans Saints. Hate talking about it, but has to be brought up, unfortunately. All right, let's go back now to the two receivers, Calvin Johnson, Randy Moss. You got a one-on-one matchup on the outside. Hail Mary throw, got to go to the end zone, has to be caught. Who are we going with, Randy Moss or Calvin Johnson? Chris, who you got?
I don't know. They call it Moss for a reason, but
Yeah.
if it's just a jump ball, I think I have to go with the guy that's called Megatron. You know, just Calvin Johnson. Look how big he is, his arms. He had great hands. He had the best tools to be like,
That's true. If it's a jump ball.
yeah, if it's a jump ball, like
Yeah.
if you're at recess, he would be the kid that has like 5 touchdowns because you just throw it up
Right
everywhere.
up to him.
I think
exactly.
Randy Moss might be a better receiver, but Calvin Johnson just if it's late game and there's 10 seconds left, it's a Hail Mary. Like
he's
probably,
catching anything.
He's catching
Yes.
anything.
I agree.
I think Calvin Johnson as well. I mean, look at the size difference and how his legs are really just like, I don't know. I think just Calvin Johnson in general.
Yeah, the
But
Short Kings do not win this discussion.
Yes.
This
No.
is not their time
Yeah,
to
they
shine
do
yet.
not, yeah.
Sorry, guys, but I'm going with Randy Moss because I think it can go either way. Like, I'm happy with your picks too, but I'm going to go with Randy Moss just because of his overall talent, speed, and catching ability. He did have some years, I feel like, where he really didn't care, and he had slower years, but then he bounced back when he went to the Patriots, had Tom Brady. But I'm going with Randy Moss.
If you look at them and they're both standing in the end zone, you toss it up. How can you not pick Calvin?
Because I'm trying to be different.
Okay. All right, you know what?
I mean, yeah, like
I respect that. Though.
yeah, one-on-one jump ball. I feel like
I'm telling you, you can go either way with this.
Definitely. I feel like you got to go Calvin for the jump ball, but I mean, if you're trying to get open though in a one-on-one situation, I might go with Randy Moss for the speed, agility. I feel like he's got a little bit more better route running than Calvin Johnson.
What are you doing?
All right, let's mix it up now. Let's go over to the Guess That NFL Madden Players Rating. Let's get it started here. Let's go with the first player. We got Kyle Pitts.
Oh, I just saw someone trading for him.
Yes. Well, I mean, time to buy low, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Kyle Pitts, the Atlanta Falcons tight end, has not started too great this season. Chris, what do you think the Madden rating is for this tight end from Florida right here?
I mean, his rating compared to his actual output are probably two very different things. I'll go with like a 78. But like I talk about my biggest regrets in life, AJ Dillon is one of them. He's number one. This one was the worst fantasy player I've seen last year because the Falcons don't throw it to him for some reason. But I'll go 78 because he doesn't produce a lot, but he's very talented.
For sure. Lily?
I think 70. I think that's just a good baseline number. I think, like you said, he doesn't really get a lot of action just because of the Falcons not passing to him. But I think he's quick. I think he can do a lot of stuff. And I think if they actually start passing to him, he can produce some more and actually do well for the Falcons. So.
Definitely. Jenna?
76.
76 is what we're going with there?
Yeah.
Pretty low. I don't know. I mean, Kyle Pitts, I'm going to go with an 81, fourth overall pick for a reason, but obviously the production's not there. So let's reveal it. What do we got? 87.
Oh, that's a little bit high.
87?
That's very high.
An 87?
That's actually wild.
He needs more than 2 catches a game to be 87. Are you kidding?
I mean, I know he's getting open, and I know his quarterback Ritter's not the best, but 87
That's
for what
too
he's
high.
producing, I feel
if
like.
Mahomes was quarterback, sure, maybe he could be an 87. But he doesn't get the ball.
No,
How do we know he's an 87?
We can watch all the film we want and see him open, but I mean,
I'm
unless
so done
he's
with Madden.
in targets.
I haven't played since 2020,
I know.
granted, so I don't know the ratings.
I used to play Madden Mobile on my phone.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I was like
game.
really into it.
2016 Madden Mobile is peak.
Apparently, the Falcons Madden team's amazing because they all have great overalls, but the coach doesn't use them. But that's ridiculous.
That's
I mean,
too high for me.
I would say like the Falcons offense, it's like you're living in like a not great neighborhood, but you have 2 Lamborghinis on the outside, and that's Kyle Pitts and Drake London right now. I mean, that's the way that they're running their offense. It's just a rushing offense attack that doesn't use their receivers and their tight ends.
He's so disappointed.
I can't fathom an 87.
You're just looking at that number, you're like, I just can't believe
what
this.
is this?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. So we'll move on to the next one. See if this one makes a little more sense. We know how Madden is. We never know.
Okay.
Geno Smith. Bit of a tough one now. I don't know. Let's start with Lily. What you got here?
I think 80. I don't know. I think he could do a little bit better. I don't know. I don't really watch the Seahawks, so I really have not that much on him, but I think he can do a little bit better.
Definitely. Jenna, let's go to you. What do you got?
Horrible. I'm going with I'll go with like a 70.
A 70?
Yeah.
He was fine last
I just
year.
don't like
He was
him.
9-8.
I
They
just
made the
don't like
playoffs.
him.
I mean, if Kyle Pitts is an 87, Geno Smith might be 130. So I
That's
don't
why I don't
know.
know these numbers now. Like I can't. Like,
I'm going off. What did you say? 80?
I said 80.
I'll go with an 82. Just keep it. I think he should be like low 80s. You know, like
I
I feel
agree.
like he would have been lower, but he had a good season last year. So
I feel like
82.
you guys are hating on this dude. I mean, they wrote him off and he ain't right back though. So I mean,
Stop
I don't know.
it. I
Geno
hate
Smith.
that. I just don't
Come on,
like
that's a
him.
great line.
I
That's a
just don't
senior
like
quote type of line right there. Anyways, Geno Smith. I'm gonna go 82. I mean, he led his team to the playoffs. Career resurgence last year. Let's reveal it. What do we got? An 80.
You got it correct.
There it is, right on the
Nice
dot.
job.
Nice job.
You know,
Lily.
that feels right. That's like
It
he's
does.
kind of good. It's kind of
does.
good rating.
Yeah, I think that's right on the mark
The
for Geno
baseline
Smith.
rating.
I
I
just
think
don't
it's
know
a
how
little
Kyle Pitts is
high,
an
but
87,
yes.
but whatever.
I think
Right.
they're scared to go higher because just off of the 1 year, but I think if he builds it up this year, they'll
Well,
boost
Kyle
him up
Pitts
a
has had
little bit.
0 good years, so I don't.
Dude, I don't know. I'm still questioning that as well. All right, we're going to move on now. Next player, we got Josh Jacobs. A bit of a disappointing
him.
start to this season. Last year, the NFL's leading rusher. So what do we got? Let's start with Jenna.
I think he's pretty good. I want to go with like a 90.
90. Okay, it's pretty high rating. What do we got now, Lily?
See, now with these numbers, like I don't know what's like the best rating to do, but I feel like I'm gonna go a little under, like 85. Just keep it there.
I love Josh Jacobs.
Listen, he led the league in rushing yards
He
last
did.
year.
He did.
I don't even like Josh Jacobs, but he led the league in rushing yards last year, so I'm gonna go with the 92.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like he has to be in the low 90s. Like they're not
Yeah.
gonna put him above a 95, but like I'm thrown off with these ratings. I'm guessing low 90s. I don't even know like what rating would be so good, but
Yeah.
they have to put some respect on his name, hopefully.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's also hard to like base off of what they've done this year because I'm assuming it's based mostly on last season.
Yeah.
And prior years. I mean, Josh Jacobs, though, 9 carries, -2 yards in week 2. Not a great number. And I think he had 17 for 62 in week 3. Not great averages overall. I'm going to go right now. I'm going to say 89, but I think it's probably going to be higher. I just don't think he deserves it. So let's see. What do we got?
94.
Wow.
Okay.
I was
Respect.
the highest
High.
with 92.
92.
Wow.
Yeah.
Madden just loves their skill position players,
They
I
do.
guess.
They do.
That's ridiculous.
That's
That's ridiculous.
I feel like it's too high. I don't know.
I guess they don't watch this year, I guess, and
No,
I mean, I guess based on just last year, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's probably the best one of the 3.
Yeah,
I think
would
give
agree.
it a few weeks. It'll probably drop down. That Raiders offense is not looking too great right now, unfortunately.
Not getting a lot of help.
Not getting a lot of help at all. All right, let's go. Stay on the AFC side of things. We're going to go to the Baltimore Ravens and the That's Clip segment. I mean, controversial calls here all around. We got this
Oh.
call here on Zay Flowers, a face mask that was not called. Probably seals the game for them. You see the situation, 19
Wait,
to
can we
16.
see it again?
Yeah, 140. Can you guys rewind that clip there, possibly?
Listen, I'm in the like the eliminator pool thing and ESPN.
Survivor?
Yeah, Survivor.
Why was that not called?
Yeah, that should have been
Why?
called.
I don't know.
I go to bed thinking about the NFC game again in 2018 where the Saints no call, the same
Yeah.
thing. I picked the Ravens in the eliminator pool, and they're that call, and then the pass interference on
But
Zay
here's the
Flowers at
thing.
the end.
You're mentioning the PI. Let's keep going here. We still got the next call here to showcase after the face mask, the PI no call, which is also a little bit crazy when we watch and take a look here. 4th and 3 over the
Oh,
middle.
he got tackled.
Incomplete.
He's tackled before the
Hooked
ball's
him
there.
probably, and there's no call. Colts take over. They eventually win.
That
this
I don't know
game.
That
about
should've
that
been
one.
Yeah.
That one, no, he hit him.
No, I do
beforehand.
think, yeah, I would agree with you.
It's a physical assault at that point. I understand how they don't call that. I'm watching the
It's like,
game.
what are you
Cool. I'm
doing?
like, all right, eliminator challenge. Cool. And then twice, the Ravens just completely, just the refs
Ooh,
do them dirty.
that's
and then
definitely early.
Yeah.
Definitely early.
Zay
Yeah.
Flowers can't get any calls up there.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
So 3 minutes left. They probably go on to win this game if that's called with Justin Tucker. I know he missed a field goal in this game, but I mean,
He missed like a 60-yarder.
A
Okay?
60-yarder.
I think he can hit.
if they get this call here, they're into field goal range, most likely Justin
Yeah.
Tucker range. So, I mean, yeah, definitely a big blow for Baltimore. First loss of the year, Indianapolis, though. Gardner Minshew picks up his first win as a Colts starter. He came in backup relief last week for Richardson, but, I mean, hats off to the guy, Gardner Minshew.
He used to be with the Eagles.
He used to be a Philly backup.
Yeah.
and-
Listen, it's the AFC South. Okay?
yeah. that's
I'm not
true.
very interested in the
That's
AFC
true.
South.
Yeah,
Just, the
facts.
Jaguars actually lost, but like the whole division, if the Jaguars aren't good, just that's might be the worst division in the NFL.
So we were just talking about the Eliminator Challenge, the survivor pools in the ESPN. I had 2 of these teams up here. I had the Dallas Cowboys and I had the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm now done for the year. So 3 very disappointing teams overall. Both favored, all of them favored by a touchdown by Vegas. All of them lost. Which is the most disappointing to you guys? Lily, let's start with you.
Excuse me, I don't know.
Here, I'll take over. Here, Chris, let's go to you.
I'll start. I'll go with the Dallas Cowboys. The Eagles are 3-0, but they look a little, are they still that same team?
Offense is a little
I agree.
bit, yeah.
But I
So-
think last night was a good. I think they
You're
did
on the up
well.
and up.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the
I think it was
point is, like,
better.
all right, maybe the Cowboys might be better than the Eagles this year, and then they lose to the Cardinals.
Dallas is never
How?
good.
Just
How?
just
Like,
a big
the
question.
Cardinals, I don't think are actually as bad as people thought they'd be, but like that picture, was just
yeah.
great
Poor
picture.
Brandon Cooks. Poor
Just
Brandon
like
Cooks.
you can't lose to the Cardinals if you're trying to win.
You really
against the
can't.
Eagles.
Yeah.
And
Can't
that's
win
what
that division.
that's who I'm going to go with as well. Since I'm an Eagles fan, I was really happy that Kaiser White, he used to be with the Eagles. He did amazing for us. I wanted the Eagles to bring him back, and they didn't. But he had an interception, and it was really, really good. So I'm really happy for him, and I'm not a fan of Dallas, so I'm happy about this loss. But it was shocking, and they need to win games like this if they want to make the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we saw that Dak interception over the middle at the end of the game. I mean, I don't know what he was looking at.
Oh yeah,
overall.
I
Just a
reposted
terrible
that. I was
throw.
like, who was this going to?
I have
Who?
no idea. I couldn't figure it out. It's just a despicable loss. I mean, Arizona ran all over Dallas. I mean, we were trying to figure out how to negate this Dallas pass rush. Well, the way apparently put Rondale Moore in the backfield and give him the ball in outside zone. That's what they did. They got a big upset win over Dallas. Jonathan Gannon. I mean, maybe they're buying into him there. We'll see. Possibly.
I think the Cowboys just need to have like a weekend of no talking, no phones,
Yes.
just like quietly sit and stare at the wall
I agree.
because
Yeah.
that was so bad.
Yeah.
Like the other ones were bad too, but like that one I think was the worst.
Yes, I'm probably going to go with Dallas too. I mean, the Jacksonville loss. I mean, how do you let a fullback return a kickoff for a touchdown? I mean, what are we doing there? Special teams has to adjust. And we just showcased Baltimore. They kind of got robbed, but they should still be beating up on Indianapolis a little bit. All right, we're going to move to the next segment now. The W moment of the day. We're going to go to the Cleveland front in the AFC North. Nick Chubb. We just found out some pretty positive news. I mean, that injury did not look good overall. However, though, only a torn MCL. It's probably not going to be career-ending, so that's good to hear. Hopefully, speedy recovery for Nick Chubb, one of the best backs in the league.
No, yeah. I mean, he's amazing. Like seeing him go down and seeing how scary it was, they wouldn't even replay it on TV. So I think I'm really happy that it's just an MCL.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, they didn't even show it. It did not look good, though. From what I heard and from what I saw, the crowd's reaction wasn't great. No. Hopefully, he's able to bounce back next season.
Yeah, I was kind of like, obviously, it's just unfortunate no matter how you look at it, but I think he finally took the mantle from Derrick Henry as the greatest pure running back. Like
yeah,
actual
100%.
Runner. And he finally got that mantle. And he had 10 rushes for like 60-something yards against the Steelers, too, is a good run defense usually. And just injuries happened, and it wasn't even like he just ran into someone, whatever. But it did look terrible, as you guys said. I don't know how it's only an MCL. I mean,
I don't either.
It's
I
like
thought he was like, I don't know. I thought we were talking amputation. I really wasn't sure.
It's like a partial ACL, but that was just, at least he's probably back next season.
Most likely, for sure. All right. We appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. Love you guys. Oh, we love you too. I love you too.
Hopefully, she also loves me.
Is that his mom?
Yeah, that's my mom.
Oh, love you too.
Yeah, no, that was like a community thing. I'll just take it personal, but it's okay.
All right, appreciate you guys. We'll end on a positive note there, hearing that Chris's mom loves him. That's always great, obviously. All right, we're going to sign off here. I've been Rocco Pellegrino. You guys want to sign off, introduce, or as we conclude here? Sorry.
Thank you guys for watching.
Bye, Mom.
Adios. Signing off. See you guys.